Number 4, encourage and affirm your children. In 1 Thessalonians 2, 11 and 12, Paul says, you know how, like a father with his children, we exhorted you and encouraged you and charged you in the Lord to live a life worthy of God. So there's this encouraging, right? And I usually don't want to do this point because I just have to tell you I'm not very good at it. I am the guy who comes in to inspect the sweeping job, and it's like almost perfect except for this little spot. And the only thing I have to say is, did you not see that? Are you blind? It's right there. It's like an apple core or something. It's like, okay? But the rest is beautiful, right? I don't know if you guys, so some people are more encouraging than others. I'm just a very critical person. But that's not how God wants me to be. You know, and my kids need, wow, this looks awesome. You swept almost the whole floor. That was really good. I'm proud of you. Now let's just pick this up, all right? Right? It's no big deal. And so, what encourages the heart of a child? What encourages the heart of us? I am never encouraged by criticism. This doesn't encourage me. It doesn't motivate me, right? Now, sometimes we need to be told the truth, right? And that can be done in a loving way. But this encouraging and affirming what we want to see is an important part of motivating our kids. All right, let's get these last few in because I think they really start boiling down how we manage the discipline and discipleship aspect. Number 5, offer new responsibility and freedom in response to obedience and respect. So how do you get freedom? Through obedience. Now that's exactly not what the world says. What's freedom? Do whatever I want. Freedom is do whatever I want. That's not what the Bible teaches, right? So let's go to Matthew 25 there and look at this story. This is the parable of the talents. We don't have to read this whole thing. I think you know the story of the talents and how he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, according to his ability, and went away, right? So this is what the master did. And then he came back and he found out what they did with it, right? His master said in verse 23, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much." What's the economy? How does this work? And you know what? This is how real life works, right? All this stuff where in public school and the culture and the economy where they want to completely separate consequences from behavior, right? Nobody wins. All of this kind of stuff. That's not even real. That's like defying gravity is what that is. Okay, you can't make that go away. And so you teach your kids. You create an economy in the home. All right? Would you like some more freedom? Some more responsibility? And that's another thing, because responsibility is usually seen as the consequence, not in God's economy. Responsibility is you're giving more stuff to do. That's a blessing. More trust, more work, more fulfillment, you know? So how do you get that? By being obedient and respectful. When you accept your role, you accept your place, and you walk that out with obedience and respect, you earn freedom. Why? Because you are in trust. Have you established that economy in your home? That's how it works. And so do you know what happens when you break trust? When you disobey? Freedom is brought back in. It was actually last year now. Wow. Okay, a year just went by. So my, I guess at that time, 10-year-old son wanted to go to the park every Sunday afternoon after church with his big brothers and sisters. And I said, okay, you can go to the park with your big brothers and sisters. And I gave the rules. I said, you can't walk down to the candy store by yourself. The big kids have to know where you are. You have to tell them where you are. And if they tell you anything to do, you have to obey them. I just set up the rules. And I told them ahead of time, if you can't do this, you're not going to the park. Okay, Dad, okay. I want a chance, So a couple of weeks went by. But finally, one week, he just couldn't stand it anymore because no one would let him go to the candy store. No one would go down with him. And he said, well, dang it, I'm going to the candy store by myself. So he did. And that was his last day at the park. Right? For a while, it's like, okay, this is how it works here. And they learn, oh, but I want freedom. That's okay, just follow the rules. That way, you're doing what's right, you're safe, right? So this is something that your children can understand in their minds and go, okay, this is how it works. And they can enjoy it, and it motivates them, and it's a biblical foundation.